Hey, I'm going to try to make a quick video response to some of your ludicrous assumptions and assertions. If you like doing drugs, you were hurting yourself. Maybe not an exact quote, but pretty much what you said. Paraphrasing, obviously. Okay, first of all, it depends on the drug. Soft drugs, most of the psychedelics, are incredibly non-toxic to the body. You want to talk about toxicity? Let's talk about alcohol, tobacco, and prescription drugs. You want to talk about safety? Proven safety, scientifically proven. You want to talk references? I'll give you a bunch of references, from legitimate peer-reviewed journals and everything. You want to talk proven safety? LSD, that's a safe drug. Yeah, it's safe for the body. It's non-toxic. You'd have to take absolutely insane amounts to actually overdose on it. Mushrooms, proven safety, thousands of years of use, plenty of happy people. Yes, it's possible to have a bad trip on psychedelics. That's not toxicity. That's a mental reaction. And don't even bring up this bullshit about schizophrenia. People with mental illnesses or that have mental problems shouldn't be taking psychedelics unless, of course, it's in a study with professional doctors and scientists. So anyway, first of all, as far as hurting me, when it comes to marijuana, for example, in the last 2 days I haven't used any. I just didn't want to. I used to only use it recreationally. These days I actually do use it medicinally. And before you try to, shoot that down and assume that, you know my life history so well, why don't you keep in mind a few things. I suffer chronic migraines. I get migraines about 4 times a week. If I use marijuana, I don't get migraines. Look it up yourself. Marijuana has a preventative effect on migraines. Marijuana also helps deal with migraines. It helps deal with the searing pain. You talk about hiding behind drugs. Should I curl up in a ball and do nothing with my life because I'm depressed and I feel horrible because my fucking head won't stop aching? Or should I use a small amount of marijuana every day? And furthermore, I vaporize my marijuana, or rather I vaporize the cannabinoids, however that's pronounced properly, which is built up in the resin. People often call the crystals on buds THC crystals. That's not true. There's a hell of a lot of THC in there, but it's a mix of 60 therapeutic agents. It's not just one chemical. So yeah, I vaporize marijuana. I also have a serious heart condition, and I will post a list of studies that show that marijuana protects the heart. That's a fact. Marijuana also protects the brain. Marijuana has been, not marijuana specifically, sorry, but THC has been shown to actually shrink tumors. So, it'd be quite a stretch to say that in vitro, in vivo, etc., animal studies mean that consuming marijuana in my vaporizer, I'm literally, ridding my body of cancer. But you know what? There might be some effects, at least some preventative effects and some effects. Why don't you look up a study by a researcher from UCLA who went looking for damage done by marijuana, and what did he find? He found that marijuana protects the lung against cancer. Don't believe me? Type in UCLA and type in cannabis, and then type in THC, and then type in tumors on Google News. Why don't you do a lot of reading, in fact, because you have things way off. You're basically taking your own emotional reactions and experiences and equating them to science. And before you accuse me of doing the same, at least I'm mentioning some science. At least I'm using science to back up my assertions. At least I'm coming up with something to actually prove what I'm saying. Instead of just going, man, I used to do that, man. It's no good, man. No, it's no good. I did it. Anyway, being more serious, getting back to your points here. Mockery, making fun of us for using drugs, fucking childish, stupid, baseless, groundless, pointless. Yeah, maybe you and your friends are stupid. Not really trying to sound arrogant at this point, but I have 137 IQ. My friend Jay easily beats me with an IQ of 145 and above. It literally, that's where the test ended at his age when he took it. I'm really blessed, I guess you could say, to have the friends that I do. And we don't sit around like idiots. And yeah, you know what? We enjoy a movie now and then. We enjoy watching a show like Dexter or The Office or whatever. And you know what? I'm not an elitist, and I'm not going to down on someone for enjoying a bit of entertainment or having a good time. You know what? And if someone does giggle and do something stupid, and it's not hurting anybody, what's the big fucking deal? Seriously, I'm all for encouraging people to read and stuff, but you don't really strike me as a guy that does a lot of reading, considering your emotional, just, hey man, stop using drugs, because you're hurting yourself, man. You're hurting yourself. Yeah, obviously, there's a lot of drugs that can cause serious problems for people, especially with overuse. Hard drugs come to mind. There's a lot of problems associated with hard drugs. And that's fine. I won't sit here and defend. I won't sit here and defend the chronic or the casual use of something like speed, for example. So, So again, mocking us. Oh man, I'm so fucking high. Blah blah blah. Yeah, well, you know what? I use marijuana to deal with everything from my heart murmurs to my migraines to anxiety and depression. And before you fucking try to nail me on that one and say, oh, you're depressed and you're anxious, why is that? Well, maybe it's because I have a serious fucking heart condition and I could die a lot sooner than you could. Maybe it's also because I almost died last year. Regardless of the reasons, why the fuck should you or anyone else tell me what safe, non-toxic, non-addictive substance I should be consuming? If you want to make a message to younger people and you want to say, hey, don't use drugs, get through school first, become an adult, that's fine. I would have given you 5 stars and even said good job. But you know what? Your video is just stupid. You say just ridiculous things. You sit there and go, oh man, oh, I used to use drugs, man. You look like you're fucking high on heroin when you talk like that, okay? You want to talk about fucking drugs? You mentioned said drugs. You didn't name any drugs. You did say drugs, though. Let's see. Some people are pro skateboarders, athletes. Yeah, lots of my friends are actually really good athletes. Lots of my friends are really fit. They all smoke marijuana. Or, well, vape marijuana now a lot more than they smoked. But they still do smoke it, because I'm the only one with a vaporizer. Yeah, pretty much everyone I know works full-time. I'm currently not working. I'm taking a break before I start school for microbiology. Yeah, I know, real pie-in-the-sky retard subject there. Only idiots apply. So yeah, we're intelligent, creative people. We're not hurting anybody. We're kind, we're decent. And we're not fucking retards. We're not all fucked up and dumb. Why don't you maybe watch the movie The Union, The Business of Getting High, when it comes out? Maybe listen to something that Joe Rogan said. I believed the bullshit just like everyone else, that pot made you stupid. Well, guess what? Maybe you and your friends, this isn't Joe Rogan's part, this is my part, but maybe you and your friends were just fucking stupid. Maybe you guys were just uninspired, uninteresting people. You're not very creative, and so you go, oh man, I used to do drugs, now I'm so much better. You know what? It might not have been drugs. Maybe it was something else. As far as athletes, wow, that's funny. Living in BC and, having more recreation than most people could choose from, I really find it funny when people equate marijuana with absolute laziness and with not doing anything. First of all, there's two major subvarieties of marijuana. You've got indica and sativa, primarily. So, if you're using sativa-heavy genetics in the middle of the day, chances are you'll be fine. If you don't have a tolerance, or you don't use marijuana, or you're not used to marijuana especially, and you also happen to consume very strong indica, or a lot of fairly heavy on the indica side of genetics weed, then yeah, you might be knocked on your ass. You might want to sit down and relax. And you know why? Because marijuana is a medicine that some people choose to use as a drug. Marijuana has always been a medicine. Marijuana always will be a medicine. You wouldn't take a medicine like codeine or like various opiates and say, oh, those aren't medicines, because people use them as drugs. So they have no medicinal value. Of course they have medicinal value. Don't be ridiculous. Again, the athlete thing is fucking ridiculous. have you fucking seen who's in the NBA? I don't even watch basketball. Do you know how many people in the NBA smoke weed? In the NBA, we're talking professional athletes. Oh, wait, here's another professional athlete that never did anything. Ross Bigliotti won the Canadian, or won the gold for Canada. Yeah.